Hey everybody, Ron the Future here. How are you guys doing today? So today I wanted to talk about the younger generation. So like I said, I'm 58 years old, and between YouTube and Instagram, especially Instagram, I've been seeing a lot of younger people and like their parents talking about their children and things like that. So I noticed, and again, this is no financial advice. I'm not an expert on anything. It's just my own opinions here always. But I've been noticing parents and then the younger people wasting their money, as we call it, on things they don't really need. Like the expensive coffees. I don't want to say, any company's names or anything, but we all know who they are. Now, we'll start with the coffees. Now, again, this is just my opinion. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. And you couldn't give me coffee for free. Because when I was 18, I'll tell you the story real quick. I did a favor for my dad. He had a little Honda Civic, and needed a tune-up. And it was summertime. I was in high school, around 17, 18. So got up early, took it down to the Honda dealer to have a tune-up done on it. Never had coffee before. They had coffee there in the office. It smelled really good. And I figured, well, the car's going to be here at least an hour or two. And so I'll try some coffee, right? So I tried the coffee, just straight black, nothing in it. No milk, no sugar, nothing. And I hated it. Couldn't stand it. I'm thinking how, in my opinion, I'm thinking how can something smell so delicious? It tastes horrible. So then I tried, putting a little milk in it. People do that, a little sugar. Well, it's cream, some kind of cream. The ones that came in the little plastic containers. Pull the lid off. Didn't work for me. Tried the sugar. Nah, it just didn't work. I put some more sugar, and it just didn't work. And I'm thinking, how do people drink this? I could see well, those are cold drinks like lemonade or, something that tastes good, punch, like punch, but apple juice. And I remember thinking, to me, this is horrible. Straight black, with the sugar in it, with the creamer in it. And I said, nope, that's not for me. No thanks. And then I did try. I tried it 2 more times. I went to Italy once, again when I was 18, and I think they call it cappuccino or espresso. I don't know, one of the ones where it comes in a little tiny cup, it's real tiny, and you take little sips because it's so strong. Oh, that was totally out. That was an Italian, a Europe thing to do. Everybody, was drinking it. One sip, I couldn't drink anymore. Then I tried it again about 30 years ago, and I moved here to Las Vegas. I was in a casino, and they had, I think it was like a little booth type thing that was serving the espressos or cappuccinos, whatever they're called. And at that time I was about 30, so I figured, well, I'll try it again. Tried it again. Of course, things weren't that expensive back then, and I couldn't take it. And so, no, I can't do it. So you people that drink coffee out there, I'm glad you do, and I'm glad you enjoy it. I'm glad it's for you. I think everybody I know drinks coffee. So I hope I don't get a lot of hate for that. It's just, it is what it is. Some things we like, some things we don't. I tried hot tea and cold tea once. I didn't care for that either. Years ago, I was a big Coca-Cola fan. but I stopped all the sodas like 30 years ago. So mainly all I drink now is water. I try to eat as healthy as I can. All I drink is water, sometimes apple juice. Um, so that's a little information on me. I try not to get too personal on this channel. But anyway, I don't understand why people pay so much for those coffees. You know, I understand they're fancy and the lattes and all those fancy names and all the stuff they put in there. And if you have the money or you're rich, that's great. I get it. But I'll see people on Instagram or whatever saying they don't have a lot of money, but any little bit of extra money, how tiny it is, they'll spend it on that coffee. And it might be $5, $7, $10 a day. I'm thinking, you know, you should really be investing that money because the days go by quick, the months and years go by quick, and invest it in something solid or save up, you know, for a car. And I don't know any younger people personally, but like I said, you know, I see them on YouTube and Instagram, and I've been hearing, you know, some say, I'm still trying to understand this because, again, I'm from a way different generation, right? Like my generation, you know, we get odd jobs or minimum wage jobs. First thing we want to do is save up for a car, even if it was an old beater. You know, that was the thing. Our bicycle first, then the car, right? We wanted that freedom, right? That car. Well, now I'm hearing that the younger generation don't even want cars anymore. A lot of them, they're not even interested. They just want to take an Uber everywhere. I guess they figure if they pay for an Uber, they'll cover the cost of insurance and maintenance on a car. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I guess it depends what kind of car you get or what kind of car you want. But I notice they'll spend a lot of money. These are the ones that really don't have the money to spend. Again, expensive coffees, designer sneakers. You know, that might be $300 plus, you know, and you don't need them. Online gambling, I've been noticing. And services like food services and what do they call it, Uber Eats or whatever. I don't get those, so I don't know. And all these digital things, you know, the Ubers and the food deliveries and online gambling, and that's a really bad thing to get into, you know. I've never been addicted to anything, not even to gambling. You know, and I live in Vegas, and the Strip is only 5 miles away. So, but I can see where it would be. And I've been seeing where kids or teenagers, younger generation, you know, they don't want to leave the house. They just want to play video games all day. And that's not a good life, you know. Again, in my opinion. But now I'm learning where a lot of them want to be professional gamers. I don't play video games, so I'm not understanding that too much. I mean, if that's good and that's what you want to be, you know, go for it. I'm just having trouble understanding why you'd want to do that because I don't play video games, you know. I don't understand it like you guys. I don't have that feeling inside. But if that's your thing, yeah, you know, go for it. So yeah, so as an older guy, I enjoy watching what the younger people say and do and what their parents say about them, if they like it or not. Because for me, it's like a whole new world, you know. And so I go around my house, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, a 58-year-old man, and I watch Instagram or YouTube, you know, maybe a 20-year-old man or a woman will come on and say, well, this is what I'm into. You know, and I'm thinking, yeah, we didn't do that, you know, years ago. For instance, you know, on my channel, I started off, you know, collecting Hot Wheels and comic books, and I don't do that no more. I quit collecting because I have enough stuff. I have enough comic books and Hot Wheels, you know. So that's why I'm starting to do these more commentary type of videos. And I explained all that in my first video on here. I just went from like collecting and doing car shows and classic car stuff to doing these more commentary videos. I really enjoy talking with you guys and reading your comments, you know, and seeing what you guys think. And so anyway, I was kind of like in that. It wasn't an addiction. I've just been collecting things, you know, like since I was 20 years old, you know, give or take. So I had Hot Wheels and comic books as a little kid. Then you grow out of it, you know. Then you get like, you know, 9, 10 years old. Then you're teenagers and you get into records and, you know, whatever. And then, I don't know, around 18, 19, 20, around there, I would see a few like Hot Wheels in the stores, you know. I'd get just to hang them up or something, just to have them. And then I started seeing comic book shops open up where I lived. This is when I lived in Southern California. I remember thinking, wow, a store dedicated just to comic books. Before you get them like in the supermarket or 7-Eleven on the racks, you know, that would turn. And then I'd go in there, and then I started buying, one was Married with Children, the old TV series. That was my first one I got into. Then they were selling rock and roll comic books, like the Rolling Stones, I think it was Guns N' Roses, and a lot of the bands I was into back then in the 80s. So then I started getting into Wonder Woman and Superman, different comic books, Batman. Then I moved here to Las Vegas, still kept doing it. But in most collectors that I know, some are still collecting way into their 60s. Some, I think, one guy's even 70 that I know. There's just a time, you know, you feel in here, it's just enough. Whether you have room or not. I still have a little room left in the house, but I figured, you know, it was enough. But I did enjoy, you know, filming my comic books and my Hot Wheels for the last 8 years on here. But I didn't want to start a new channel for these commentaries because I'm already knowing a little bit is wrong in the future, especially to my friends who collect, you know, so I thought, well, it might get kind of confusing for them, you know, so I'm transitioning from collecting into these commentary videos. So I watch a lot of YouTube videos myself and Instagram, and I learn a lot of neat things, and then I like to come on here and share them with you guys, you know, and then most of you know about these things, and then, you know, you'll talk back and forth to me or whatever in the comments. So, so let's see, we covered the expensive coffees that the young people do. Let's see, what else was the next? We had the designer sneakers, the expensive apps like Uber and Uber Eats and all that. Let me know. Oh yeah, and the addictive gambling, but the gambling apps, which can become addicting, I've heard. So let me know if any of you have any of these. Do you guys use Uber every day, or do you gamble every day? Or you buy expensive sneakers? I wear sneakers all the time. And it is from a popular company. I don't want to say which one. But I just get, you know, I guess like, I'll say like a regular. It's not, you know, like a $300 pair, you know. I don't know how to explain it. I tend to get more on the cheaper end because I use them every day. You know, it's not like I say I'm going to go to a party, you know, or something once a month, special occasion. I get them for the comfort, and I use them every day. You know, I need them. So same things with jeans. You know, I wear jeans all the time. So anyway, I was just wondering, for the younger people, if you're out there watching, instead of wasting your money, say, on sneakers or coffees, wouldn't you rather save up for a car, even if it's like a junky car if you don't have one? Or if you do have a car, wouldn't you rather use that money to get a better car or save up for something else you want? I'm just curious because I don't know. I do know people that have children, but their children are older, like 25, 26 years old, and they have pretty good jobs and they're doing really good. But like say between 18 and 25, I don't know what's going on because I don't know any 18 to 25-year-olds, and everybody's in a different place in life. So I'm just wondering what you like to spend your money on. And so I keep hearing, a lot of young people don't have cars, but they're using their money, wasting their money on the coffees and the shoes and all the other stuff. Why wouldn't you want a car? Because even though I'm from a different generation, I'm thinking, the way I'm thinking is that'd cover all generations. A car would come first before coffee. I mean, in the 80s when I was going to high school, believe me, you'd never hear that. I want to get a 65 Mustang or a 68 Camaro, but I just can't give up those $10 coffees every day. That's something you would never, ever hear. And we didn't even drink coffee at 18 years old. At least none of my friends did. And I watched a video, this was about a year ago, real quick, I'll just tell you. I don't know how old the young man was. I'm thinking between 16 and 18, because it was a high school. Because it was my buddy behind me dropping off his daughter in high school. And at the time, she was about 16. So that's what I'm going by. And he sees this, he picks up his camera. So the young man has his backpack on, his mom's dropping him off there in front of the school. She starts to walk away from the car, and the mom calls him back. She said, "You forgot your coffee." And it was from one of those expensive places we were talking about, because you could see it, right, on video. And he grabbed it, and he's taking the coffee into the high school. And I'm thinking, what? I never seen that before. And my buddy, he's almost as old as I am, and he just started laughing. He says, what kind of world are we living in? We're teenagers. Their moms are dropping them off for school, and they're bringing coffee into the school. I'm thinking, yeah, that's pretty weird, because see, we're from an older generation. My generation never thought, bringing coffee to school. We weren't even bringing our lunches to school. Some were, most weren't. We would buy our lunch. My friends and I, we worked to get our first cars. We drove them to high school. But what we did at lunch, which we weren't supposed to do, we left at lunch and we'd go off to McDonald's or Del Taco or a fast food place and eat lunch and then come back. And you can get in trouble for that. And I almost did a few times, but I had a pass. I took auto shop. And right from auto shop, I'd get in the car and leave. And one of my history teachers seen me, because he was behind me in line to go home to eat his lunch. And the next day that I hear from him, he said, "I'm going to talk to your auto shop teacher, because you guys, that was the last period, the last class before lunch. So we're not supposed to leave the school grounds." But anyway, that was a lot of fun. And that was like just the worst thing I did in high school was leave for that hour for lunch in my car. But again, see, it was driving my car to school, driving my car home, taking my car to lunch, and I wasn't supposed to, just having that freedom. So anyway, the video's been long enough. So that's my opinion on things. I would say, if I'm giving you advice, don't waste your good money on coffees and designer sneakers and I don't know, whatever you're buying. I would invest it, put it to good use. That's what I do. That's what I've done in the past, and it's helped me a great deal. instead of just wasting it on things you don't need or overpriced things. You know, like you can get sneakers for $100 instead of paying $300 or $400 because they're just going to wear out. You know, and real quick, I have watched videos of people that collect sneakers, and what happens after 6 or 7 years, the rubber gets dry rot, and you can't wear them because they'll crack and break apart. So they're only good to keep on the shelf, right? So that's no good. You know, I have a $10,000 pair of sneakers. In 6 years, they're going to get dry rot and they're ruined. Or you wear them every day and they get ruined. See, that kind of don't make any sense to me. But again, I'm from another generation. So, you know, where we used our sneakers, we didn't save them. So anyway, put in the comments what you guys think. Thanks for watching. You guys take care out there, and I'll see you guys the next time.